Hey guys, before we begin this new tutorial, just want to fix a little noob error. Instead of importing rectangle H with less than greater than signs, you have to import it with a double quotes in square.h or else you're going to get an error later on. So now that you have that fixed, go ahead and in your main method or whatever class you put your main method in, we can begin creating this square object. So make sure you import square h, not rectangle h anymore, and square. Go ahead and pointer to. You can name your object anything you want. I'm gonna name mine Steve because I always like to name my object people names. Again, you probably shouldn't do that because it's bad practice, but you know I like to do it, so that's what I'm gonna do. So square square, give me some space so I can use it. So now what we can begin to use is start using those methods from square. Now here are two things you can do. Remember, you already imported set width and height. So set width and height, and you can do 6 and 6. Or remember, we also created a method called set side specifically to use in our square class. So what we're going to do is use that set side method. Remember this one right here where we pass it one value and it takes it and it sets both the width and height. That's what we're going to do. So set side equal to 6, and you can only do that with squares. And now what we can do is just give ourselves, to prove that it worked, we just log something on the screen. So ns log. And what are we going to log? Just write anything like one side is %i. And of course, this is going to be equal to Steve side. And don't forget that the side property we gave it whenever we created our interface right here. And all it is it returns the width or height. If you put it, it doesn't really matter. So now what we did for this object is we set the side equal to 6, which in turn set the width and height of a rectangle equal to 6, which pretty much made a square. And we also just outputted one of the sides width or height. Didn't matter. They're both the same for a square. So now what we're going to do is we're going to log ns log. Check this out. It's going to be pretty sweet. Area is %i. Perimeter is %i. But you're saying, alright, Bucky, hold on. I'm looking at our square interface right here, and we don't have any methods for perimeter and area. But wait, my friend, we inherited from rectangle right here. And remember, rectangle had these cool little formulas or methods for area and perimeter. So since we inherited for those, we automatically can use them in our square class. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that right now. Let's go ahead and call Steve dot calculate the area for Steve, and Steve also calculate the, let me make sure I spell this right, Perimeter. Close enough. And calculate the perimeter for Steve as well. So let me add a little comment right here. Methods from inherited rectangle class. So after we're done calling all our methods, what we need to do is take our object named Steve and release it. We need to give the memory back to our computer because it was so kind to let us borrow that. I think it deserves it back. So all this looks good for now. I probably forgot a semicolon or something, but just go ahead and save everything. And let's see, square undeclared. So let me pause this and figure out why I'm getting this error. Well, this is quite embarrassing. I accidentally spelled square. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's better. Then you don't spell like squash, you idiot, Bucky. So let's go ahead and save it and it better run this time. There we go. Game time. So what it did is it said one side is 6, area is 36, and area is length times width. 6 times 6 is 36, correct. Perimeter is 24. 6 times 4 is 24. Too easy. So one last time what we did in this tutorial, we made an object named Steve the square. We set one side equal to 6, and what this did is pretty much take the width and set it equal to 6, and take the height and set it equal to 6. And then we just printed out one of the sides, and then we said the area is %I, perimeter is %I. Then we calculated the area, and how did we do this? Just width 6 times 6, and that's why we got 36. Then we calculated the perimeter, which is pretty much 6 plus 6, which is 12, times 2, which is 24. And that's why it gave us 36 and 24 right there. So what we learn to do is when our boss tells us to create a new class, we first think, all right, can we inherit anything from an old class we already created to make our life easier? Fortunately for this, since I set it up exactly that way, we were able to inherit from the rectangle class, and then most of our methods were written for us. All we did is wrote a couple new methods to make our life a little bit easier since squares are a tidbit different. So this is the beauty of inheritance, using someone else's code and just adding stuff to it to make it better and better. So when you're working with huge programs, that's pretty much what you do. You take someone else's code and add a little bit to it, and then sell it as your own. Oh yeah, I see where we're going with this. Copyright infringement. Yes, that's the ultimate goal right here. So that's it for this tutorial. Again, as always, if you want any of the source code, I'm going to post it all on my forum for free. So go click the link below, go get it. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out my forum, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys.